As a third of the year has gone by, in the blink of an eye, May has come storming in, which brings with it the May 2021 Rust update, so let's see what's new and what's changed. As many of you already know, the biggest change coming to the game this month is HDRP, which has been in the works for the last 2 years. HDRP affects everything in the game: beaches, forests, fields, hills, mountains, rock formations, ice lakes, and junk piles. Also related to rock formations, all 3 types of arches were removed from the game, and on the topic of junk piles, a few completely new variations were added, and completely useless remains of cars have also been added to roadsides. Along with HDRP, a few monuments were also reworked in this update, some of them more so than others. So let's see what's changed at these monuments one by one. First up, we have the Junkyard, which was completely reworked. The focus of the Junkyard has become cars and a magnetic crane that was added along with this compactor in the middle of the Junkyard. You can use the crane to put regular modular cars or these bright colored ones into the compactor. Modular cars yield scrap based on the size of the chassis, with 2, 3, and 4 model ones yielding 75, 125, and 150 scrap respectively, and they will also drop additional resources based on the modules attached. The bright colored cars, on the other hand, have a fixed resource drop of 50 scrap and 50 metal fragments when broken down. Using the magnetic crane is simple. All you need to do is load the fuel tank with some low-grade fuel and hop inside. You can move the magnetic arm by using your WASD keys, and if you want to drive around, then you can do that by holding down the shift key and using WASD. Once you've gotten the arm close to the car you want to pick up, press R to engage the magnet, take the car to the compactor, and press R again to release. After this, the car will be broken down and materials will fall out at the other end of the compactor. The Junkyard has around 9 of these bright colored cars when fully spawned, which will yield you 450 scrap when broken down. I would also like to mention that the magnetic crane can be destroyed and has 500 health, but will respawn after around 10 minutes. And the Junkyard also saw the addition of a car lift that you can use, and the recycler is still present but was moved on top of this platform. Next up, we have the satellite dish. Similar to the Junkyard, this monument was also completely reworked. The dishes were elevated on top of these platforms, and a small tunnel system was added underneath with some crates inside. The recycler was moved here, and the research bench was moved here. Despite all these changes, the puzzle area is still the same except for the locations of the sheds. This is the one with the fuse box, and this is the one with the loot. Next, we have the dome. The changes here weren't as major as the ones at previous monuments, but they're still quite big. The area under the dome was lowered, and one of the oil refinery sheds was moved down here. The biggest change to the dome was the removal of the final jump inside, which was replaced by a regular walkway. And the last change was the 180-degree rotation of the camera at the top with the identifier of dome top, so you can now check if there's loot. Next up, we have the airfield, which saw the addition of a new entrance exactly opposite to the other one. The other major change here was the lifting of the watchtowers with these platforms. Up next is the sewer branch, which saw the removal of the cave with crates and a redesign of the above ground building, with the way down to the puzzle being moved here. Next is the train yard, which saw the revamp of the inside of this building and a few other layout changes around its area. The bandit camp had a second recycler added. The abandoned cabins saw a small layout change, and a 2-player poker table was added inside the larger cabin. And the lighthouses now have a bright rotating light that is only visible at night. Apart from these monument-specific changes, all larger monuments have seen the addition of FTL stations added to their area, which you can see on your map. Apart from all of these changes related to HDRP and monuments, here's a list of other smaller things that happened this month. A few bugs related to poker were fixed, some work on optimization was done, NVIDIA Reflex was also added to the game, which when enabled is set to reduce input latency by up to 38%. And wind turbines can no longer be deployed underwater. Finally, as with every recent update, a few Twitch drops are also going live. The drops this time include 9 streamer-specific drops and 3 general ones. The streamer-specific drops are the Amphitas Snow Jacket, the Ninja Suit, the Fussly Garage Door, Big Chase's Godbow, the Peter Park TV Python, the Inardo Rock, the Ship Tour Rock, Spoon Kid's Combat Spoon, and the Masayoshi LR. And the 3 general drops are the Brit Wooden Door, the Tacular AR, and the Bernie Always Watching Door. So that's it from me. I've been Meemish, and if this video helped you, consider leaving a like and subscribing. If you really enjoy my content, you can join my Discord server and chat with me, or you can become a channel member by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button. Special thanks to Bothered Nickel, Rusty Dio, Ray, Arson String, Philip Magyar, Apostolos Tatiri, and Mr. Cater for supporting me, and thank you guys so much for over 12,100 subscribers.